What is a toy? What makes the best toys? Playability. Will it play? I have a lot of objects that are pretty sculptures and art pieces, figures, etc. But when thinking about my top 5, it always came back to, will it play? Hello, I'm Earl Shepherd, a toy and figure collector and artist, and these are my top 5 favorite toys. In coming up with this list, I had to consider what is a toy, as I have way too many cool things to just pick from without some criteria, and I decided you gotta trust your gut, and that is the best toys are ones that are the most fun to play with. So all of these that I'll show you are pieces from my childhood, except none of these are actually the individual items from my childhood. I had to rebuy them later. But I did once have all of these. Starting at number 5, we have the Gakken Ride Armor from Mospeada or Robotech, because none of us knew what Mospeada was back then. And it is awesome. It's very posable, a lot of playability. The transformation process, which I'm not going to do today because it's a little complicated, is I think probably still the easiest of all of the Ride Armors that have come since, even if it's not maybe the most screen accurate. But a super fun toy, quite durable. If you get one that's from Japan, it won't have lockouts on the missiles, and the missiles will actually shoot, but they glued pins in place in America so they don't shoot. That's why I'm missing one on this side, because I took it apart to fix it. So that's number 5. Number 4, we will go with Psycho from Super Gobots. And he's just super fun because he's got this great Sid Mead Blade Runner aesthetic, but then at the same time, it takes like, I don't know, time me, 10 seconds to transform him? I mean, it's like nothing. So boom, 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 boom. And there we go. And now we have a scary robot nemesis for your other robots, and he looks pretty good in a different sort of way in that mode also. Number 3, we have an original G1 Jetfire, which I have not all, but most of the subsequent Macross transforming toys, and this is still my favorite. It's because it is internally still Shogun, so like you've got great die-cast and spring-loaded landing gear that just never break. They're awesome. And yeah, and it too is very easy to transform, much easier than the newer ones, which, you know, granted have a lot more articulation, but there is something to be said for the playability of just having something you can transform from mode to mode in a matter of seconds and not minutes. Those of you who collect the newer third-party or Transformer toys will know just how awesome the newer toys can be, but also can sometimes take like half an hour or longer to transform, which is great for posing, but not that great for playing. There we go, we are pretty much there. So, Jetfire, the classic of all classics when it comes to transforming toys as far as I'm concerned. In the, what is that, second spot, we have Godzilla, or specifically the Shogun Warriors Godzilla. Just like mine that I used to have, the handle is broken for the tongue thing because it takes too much pressure and it's non-reinforced ABS, and so they all snap, but that's cool. Also, he has a shooting hand gimmick, which makes no sense, but it's awesome, especially if you have other Shogun Warriors like Raideen that I used to have. Aim away from face. Anyway, he's awesome. I chose him over the Raideen because Godzilla. Number 1, we have the original Star Wars AT-AT, which is blocking my face. It is awesome because it is huge and it is bulletproof. I distinctly remember as a kid taking mine and being so confident that I threw him as hard as I could against my door, knowing he wouldn't break. He did not break. Anyway, they're super fun. You can puppet the head and you can fit guys inside. There's guys in here. All of the ratchet mechanisms always sounds like he's going to break, but never does. And there's batteries that make the 2 cannons here fire if I had batteries for it. For safety reasons, I keep the batteries out of them. But yeah, that is my number one best toy ever. Great as a diorama piece too. And then as a bonus toy, we have one that people might not know about. I think it's one of the coolest technologically toys ever. And I apologize in advance for mine having a broken battery lead, so I can't demonstrate the coolest part of it. But this is the Starbird Avenger. This was made in 1978 by Milton Bradley, and there's a companion piece that wasn't that great. It was like the bad guy ship. But what was so cool about this, before we even get to the electronics, was that it has all these pieces that can come off. This little drone fighter, another little drone fighter. This whole front piece can come off and be its own ship. You can take the booster off, put it on there. Now it's a faster ship. Not sure why you'd want that, but you can do that. And that's neat. And then also, if it takes damage, it has the cockpit, and this is the escape pod. Or that's how I pictured it when I was a kid. But what's really awesome about this is that way back in 1978, it had an inertial system in it, similar to our modern day cell phone, so that when it was turned on, it would have an idle sound. And when you tip it up, the idle sound would change in pitch, and like it was accelerating and decelerating if you pitched it down. And it somehow knew that. And what's more is if you look on the front, you'll see there's the two blasters, and then there's these two little clear domes. This is a IR transmitter and an IR receiver. So when you would fire with this button here, it would shoot out infrared beams. And if you had the companion ship, or vice versa, and you could hit its sensor with your infrared beams, it would make a hit sound. And I think there was even a kind of built-in game thing where you take so many hits and then it would have an engine shutdown or something like that. I think I read that once. Anyway, I just think technologically it's really impressive for something that was made when I was 5 years old. So those are my top 5 plus 1 bonus. My name is Earl Shepherd, and I hope you enjoyed it.